Oh, wait, what was that? Digital memorial? Did Gaia do it?
This?
Examine the shrine. I will do. In a moment. Goes onwards. Wait a second, there was something there. Tilly wants out. Should have come out when I had my tea break. Holo projector. Power set is off. Bunker door. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to turn that back on then. Okay. Was she one of the first to die then out of them?
This is Charles Ronson. I'm logging this 6 hours after final deployment of Gaia Prime. This morning, an access port seal malfunctioned. Gaia Prime's port seals were designed to close with a seam of less than 2 millimeters. But this one closed with a 10 millimeter gap. Enough for an energy signature to bleed through. Enough for the swarm to detect this facility. Enough for Gaia to be discovered and destroyed. Enough to end the future we worked so hard to make possible. Unless the hatch servos were manually re-engaged from the outside. I'm now switching to a recording of the event.
Well, I'm not going out there. Not what I signed up for.
Either we send someone out, or all of this was for nothing.
It should be Liz's decision.
So when is she going to get here?
She said 5 minutes. You don't think...
Oh.
Oh no. Okay, everyone. I've repaired the seal. Gaia?
Seal closure at 1.4 millimeters. Confirmed.
Elizabeth, no. We'll find a way to bring you back in.
It's not gonna happen. The swarm's too close. Really. It's alright. Gaia's complete. She'll take care of things from here on out. That's what she does.
Not like this. There's so much we...
Guys, you know me. I'm no good at endings. At letting things end, so, let's not.
So... happy trails, Liz. And, see you around.
Yeah. Take care of each other, alright?
Liz.
I'm okay with this. I want to go home. Goodbye.
Wow.
That was the last transmission of Elizabeth Sobek. She gave everything for the hope of life on this planet. And we are all in her debt.
Wow. So she... Well, actually, that seems to be very in character for her at this point. She was unwilling to be part of a decision to basically short straw someone into going out and dying. It would be a death sentence. There's no way around it. Unless they could find some way to fix it from the inside. But if that was a high probability, they probably would have already considered it. They were already talking about, well, who's going to go out and fix it. So she just straight up made the choice and did it herself. Rather than having to be part of that discussion or someone else having to be voted into doing it or asked to be a volunteer. And so that's how she died. Hence the memorial. So it wasn't Gaia then that created the memorial. I was thinking, you know, maybe because Gaia and her creator and stuff, but well, that was pretty heavy. Tilly, you literally made Sheila miss that whopping great reveal. And she's there like, yeah, I know, rolling on the floor, stretching out, life is grand. That was. Don't worry, Sheila. I will make sure to set up the raw footage from this VOD so you can just watch that bit before I get down to encoding it to put it up on YouTube, because that was kind of big. That was a lot of story threads all coming together. Hey Falgrim, how you doing, mate? And thank you so much, Bag UK, for the 9 months. Sorry for not interrupting this cutscene there, but that was heavy. And yeah, she got Space Marine armor. Why didn't they? You're literally a clone of. I mean, that doesn't mean you've got the same body fat amount, but you've got probably got the same skeletal structure. You could have worn the armor, Aloy. You could have been a Space Marine. Why? Take care, Demi of Derp. Okay, let's have a chat in silence because you've just shown up.
Aloy?
She's gone. Really gone.
Well, she was always going to be
You
gone.
knew she couldn't have survived, Aloy. And her achievements were beyond exceptional.
While her people bickered, she was the one who took responsibility. The only one who could.
She was better than them.
That's not what I said.
No.
She was. You shouldn't be afraid to admit it.
This is an interesting point. Because Aloy has learned to cooperate and learned about the value of cooperation. Aloy wouldn't be around were it were not for Ross, but they are different. She understands more about the world and she's accomplishing more things than anyone else ever could, but I don't think she considers herself better than anyone else. She just knows more. That doesn't make her inherently better, it just makes her more knowledgeable with things that could be taught to anyone else, and that may be what happens with Cyan and the Banuk. Silence does act like a machine sometimes. Getting angry at him at this moment, though, that seems... In this moment, would she be angry? Or would she be cool enough to temper that anger? No, I think in this, it would be one of these two, but I think in this, she would probably feel more of the human element. And I think that's what she's learned through the journey. I think it would be quite a raw reaction.
Can't you just for one moment stop calculating and let yourself feel? She sacrificed herself for her friends, for the future, for life on Earth. Doesn't that stir anything in you? The generosity of it.
You're trying to invest her decision with something magical. It was a rational choice, not based on sentimentality.
You're wrong.
No, I think he's wrong on
Remember,
that
she
one.
knew it wasn't enough for Gaia to think. She taught Gaia to feel.
Literally.
To care, to sacrifice, to believe in life. Enough to fight against hopelessness. If it wasn't for that sentimentality, life would have ended. You and I would never have existed.
Your argument is sound. I'm sorry for your loss.
She said she wanted to go home. Maybe.
What?
Nothing. It's time to go on.
Maybe if we can find out where she considered home. Maybe we would... that's a good question. Okay. But again, that's what I mean about Silence. It didn't feel like Silence was just agreeing because he needed Aloy in a certain frame of mind there. It sounded like Silence, when presented with information, was like, no, actually, you make a valid point. I have no counter-argument. I can't refute it. You're right. There was more to it than just rationality. That's why I like it's interesting with Silence. He seems atypical neurally. as Aloy pointed out, stop being like a machine and feel. He does seem to view the world in very, very stark metrics. He seems to quantify a lot of things, but he also seems quite cognizant of the fact that sometimes it can't be quantified, or there's more to it than the mere variables in the equation. Very interesting character. Very, very interesting character.
You'd hate it, Liz, but I wrote you a eulogy. I had to try to express all your children. After all Apollo has taught them, they'll think they know everything. But they have to understand what you did for them. How you loved the whole world so much. With an intensity that was dazzling. Bruising. And in the end, it killed you. Or you died for it. Different perspectives. No one could keep up with you, live up to you. I don't know, maybe if I hadn't taken that postdoc in Joburg. I'm glad you shot down the Lightkeeper protocol in the end. I don't think I could have taken seeing another one of you. I mean, Elizabeth Sobek. There's only one. I miss you.
Lightkeeper protocol. Lightkeeper. That's not too dissimilar from a term that I believe it was in an anime actually. I don't think it was called the Lightkeeper, but a reference to it was a lighthouse keeper. A lighthouse keeper to maintain the lighthouse. Basically clones. Backups of very important people that would be essential to the operation of a project, and they were referred to as basically lighthouse keepers. So probably similar sort of thing there. Nick Shark, thank you very much for the Prime sub, mate. Thank you. You've only got one of those to use, and you decided to use it here. I really appreciate it. Right, let's find out what Travis Tate said.
Look, Liz, you're a pretty stand-up gal. I'm sorry you died. If you had a home to go to, I hope you got there first. But this monument Ronson's made to you? Kinda creepy if you ask me. Rest in peace, Liz. God knows you earned it.
Again, Travis is a massive dick, but he's pretty straightforward about it. And, yeah. You know, it's like, monument, weird. But, you know, sincerely, I do actually hope you found some peace at the end. You know, that doesn't, like, Travis seems like the sort of person where if he said something and it seemed sappy, he was like, no, actually, that's coming from a place of, you know, rare sincerity. And, like, because it doesn't seem like the sort of person who would say something just because it was expected of him. If it seemed out of character, it isn't because he's being pressured. He actually feels it. You just perhaps don't understand his character to quite the degree you think you do. Rest in peace. Oh.
I know you're never going to hear this. That's not the point.
Ted Farrow, was he here?
You got to play the savior and the martyr all at once this time. Great work.
That was it? After everything, Ted? Wow. That was pretty rough. That was rough by the omission of everything else it could have been. But okay. There's more to explore over here. Let's have a peek around. Nothing back there. Can pry open this door. But I meant to go that way. Excellent. Let's pry open this door. Eluthia runtime check. I'm more interested in the audio logs than anything
All
else here.
right. Let's start over from Eluthia 1.
Running integrity tests. Dr. Brochard Klein, may I speak outside protocol?
I suppose so. There's no one to stop you.
Doctor, you are fatigued. You have been logging abnormal sleep cycles. Are you suffering from depression?
Well, I am trapped in a science facility for the rest of my life. How about you?
In a time slice of a quadrillion operating cycles, 10,000 are involved with processing the loss of Dr. Sobek. I have considered quarantining these processes. Do you think that would be wise?
I'm not a psychologist, Gaia, or an AI scientist. No. It is natural. At least in the context of the work you and I have accomplished, which begs the meaning of the term natural. She was your creator, the patron saint of this crazy endeavor, Our Lady of the Fervent Hypothetical.
Even assuming a string of significant failure combinations, Zero Dawn's chances of success are greater than the hypothetical.
It's called a manner of speech, Gaia. Take a note.
Interesting. I found that particularly interesting, especially the way the guy was explaining what she was feeling and how she was feeling it and on what scale she was feeling it. That's the one I meant to go through. No. It's the one I came through. No, I didn't. I came through that one. So where's this go? Hello! Almost missed you. See one over there. Okay, it's just one. Sometimes that little icon there in the spherical one there looks just like something I can scan. It's confusing the dickens out of me.
Hello, Margot. How are you holding up?
Dr. Ronson, I've been getting a lot of messages, unsolicited messages from Ted.
Margot, I'm sorry. With Liz gone, we've got no one to run interference with him. I'll talk to Ted. He mostly wants updates, constant updates, hundreds of updates on things he knows nothing about. Liz used to field all of his crap.
He doesn't understand the systems at all. That was kind of by design. But he's getting pretty sketchy with me.
Oh
We just have to keep him happy. Liz always said keep him happy.
Are you kidding? You ever hear how she talked to him?
She was managing him, Margot.
I mean, maybe I should ignore him. He's buried in his pyramid with the Hola Hola girls and Panta Antimod cuckoos. What can he do?
Well, that sounds decidedly worrisome. Right, now we're going to go the way we're meant to go. That is kind of sus, yes. I mean, to be fair, he did literally engineer the end of the human race and every other race and everything that could be considered alive on any level on Earth. So yeah, pretty sus, actually. Also, fantastically effective traitor. The best traitor ever. Where on earth is that light coming from? Mailed. From Ted Farrow. Data corruption, severe file damage.
What are we gonna plug into their heads, Les? A whole lot of history? A whole lot of so-called truth? A whole lot of noise? It's not pablum, Les. It's poison.
Who's they? Was there more going on here than the other scientists realized? I want to go sideways. No. I wish to go across. No. Do I go the other way? No, I do not. Can I go down? Okay, let's try. No, good. No, up. All I want is to be over there. That is literally all I want. Okay, that works. Glitchy, but I'll take it. Give me a second, though. I'm just going to look at a word. That is not the button I meant to click. Computer. Oh, Tilly, now you want to go out? Now you've already made She-Lab miss a super important part? Can we trust you? Land intellectual matter. I wasn't sure about that definition, but okay. That does sort of fit in. I mean, Travis was bringing along entertainment. Yeah, please, Sheila. Tilly's pacing right. Oh, now she's reaching for my arm. She's trying to tug me away from the chair. She wants out. Thanks, Sheila. I'd say Tilly is sus. Yes, Tilly is 100% sus.
There's another section at the back of the crater. Looks like it survived the blast.
Because it was armored, you found the control room.
I'm on my way.
Oh, okay. It's a good deduction there, Silent. That was a heck. You have made a leap like that, just hop, skipping, and jumping over it. Why would you have to dive like that there? Oh dear. This facility does not like being disturbed. Constant updates. Unsolicited emails. I think Ted may be having second thoughts about the Zero Dawn project itself. Uh-oh. I really want to jump across there, please. That way. Whoop. Ah, wow. I thought I was going to fall. Ted Farrow.
I've been taking a hard look at the project. In the end, it's simple. It's clean. It's clear. Erasure. Addition. By subtraction. I can make it better, Liz. With a single stroke. Make it all go away.
I really don't like the direction this is going.
Oh. Okay, so there's two things as it could be. One, the more like human element. Also, thank you very much for the prime there, Bloody Knuckles. Welcome to the stream. I hope you enjoy. The human element, guilt. He wants to erase the proof of his own guilt, the proof of his own error that pretty much necessitated the requirement for Zero Dawn. He wants that struck from the records. Now, I can almost guarantee that Liz would have wanted that included. Learn from your mistakes. Don't repeat the cycle. The only way to avoid it is to know that that trap is there. Don't keep walking around the same thing, smashing your foot into the same bulkhead every single time. Learn where the bulkhead's there and step over it next time. Or, now, in the real world, there has been a project. There is a project to catalog human knowledge. Still there, as far as I'm aware. For a long time, it was basically public. It was a public project. You know, a bunch of intellectuals, lots of data was being stored, lots of sciences, all that sort of stuff was being catalogued. The idea was that it was going to be an ark for knowledge. Right up until someone on the project made the just casual comment in an interview that a pre-industrial society given access to this knowledge would be able to be a nuclear society within 10 years. Because, you know, that was the whole point. It was the idea of an ark of knowledge. If for some reason something went wrong with these discs or whatever data medium, I fairly certain it was like DVDs or something, just like a massive catalog of them. But it was all basically just stored data. If you could read it, then you could go from being pre-industrial to having a functional understanding of how to build a nuclear power plant in about 10 years. The moment that hit the, headlines being, oh, wow, sensationalizing it, nixed. Military stepped in. Just straight up like, no, no, this is now our project. Thank you for the work. It's now our project. I'm certain that project's still ongoing. I'm certain they're still cataloging things with the idea that, oh, well, if the worst happened. But they didn't just want this information being freely available. Imagine the kind of damage I'm certain they were thinking. Imagine what terrible stuff people could get up to if the wrong people got this knowledge. What if it's something similar to that? What if Ted's going down that line of reasoning? It's like, well, we basically ruined the world with our level of knowledge. Why are we giving them this again? This is like giving, teaching children how to build a flamethrower. You think that's not going to end with someone being burnt? I wonder if that's where this is going. Again, it could just be guilt. Like, honestly, Ted seems to be losing it. And like it or not, Ted was just short-sighted. I'm certain that Ted had no intention of wiping out all life on Earth. The guilt of that would be beyond measure. You couldn't quantify how guilty someone would feel over that. How broken it would make them, having to deal with the weight of knowledge that you caused the extinction of not just your race, but effectively every living thing on your planet. Those are my theories. Either Ted is thinking about let's not teach them about why this happened. That doesn't need to be. I don't want that to be my legacy. Unlike the military commander who wanted his legacy to be, it's my fault. I broke the world. I don't want any reference to my name not to include this as almost a cautionary tale. I destroyed this. I was a part of this. It's my fault. Like, his guilt response, his grief response was to take full responsibility and to punish himself. But Ted's grief response might be to try and hide. And, you know, it's as valid a response as any other response on us in the wake, in the face of enormous grief. But that could be what's happening there. Ted is basically trying to erase. Again, the whole thing of erasure. He's trying to erase his guilt. He can't undo what he did. He has wiped out or been probably the chief catalyst in the extinction event of the entire planet. But if no one knows, then that's the next best thing to having not done it, is if no one knows it was you. If knowledge of the cause is erased, then it's for all intents and purposes, for the legacy, it's as if that thing never happened. Is there nothing down here? Is this just an empty area? It was. Okay, fair enough. Or he could be going the route of, this is too dangerous. Why are we teaching them anything? Why we're recreating the thing that led to this? Interesting. Ben Camp Sport, thank you very much for the 8 months, mate. Good morning, sir. Good morning to you. Hello, Ark. How are you doing, mate? Just theory crafting, just unpacking some of the knowledge that we just got there. Ooh, okay.